Cool. So, I am the tiniest person in the world, so I am desperately in need of a filter. That'll do. Oh god. So, just gonna wait for a few people to arrive. I wanted to do a little van video because I didn't do one last week. Nope, not done yet. Nearly though. No, not nearly. I wish I was nearly done. Hello, hello. Sorry if I look really tired. It's because I am. I've been working on the van today with my brother. I haven't done a great deal today because he had work, and I'm just a fucking invalid on my own. Oh wow, there's 12 people already. So we've got round to, as you can see, we've started doing some cladding, and the floor is done. I'm going to show you all in a second when everyone has arrived, if everyone is going to arrive. Maybe people can watch later. Yeah, so it's costing me a fortune, a small fortune, but we're getting there slowly. I have managed to modify the front blind. The flooring's in, which I'll show you in a second, and we've started the cladding. I've bought a few things that have worked, and I've bought a few things that haven't worked, and I've made a couple of errors, but overall we're getting there slowly, and it's starting to feel a little bit cozy and a bit nice and snug. So I know I'm going to show you around and you're all going to go, oh, you should do this, and oh, you should have done that, but hey, it is what it is, right? And I've definitely seen worse. So I've been watching a few videos of Ford Transit Connect camper van builds, or camper van like van lifers in America, and they have literally just stuck a fucking camp bed in the back with some plastic drawers and been like, yeah, this is my van build, and I've been like, oh, anything's got to be better than that, right? So yeah, it's looking good, and I have learned a few things. I've said this before, I've learned a few things from my last van. So do you want to have a look? Should we have a look? Oh, I'm trying to have a look at the chat here, but I can't. How do I don't know how I view the chat. View the chat. There we go, live chat. Who have we got? So yeah, I want to show you a few things that I'm always like constantly always paranoid about my dog getting run over. I had a dog called Eddie, and if you go back to some of my very first ever videos where we were building Jess, you've seen Eddie. He got hit by a car and died a few years ago, so now I'm totally paranoid about Buster getting run over. So every time I hear a car, I'm like, ah, Buster, and it's the worst, like, sort of weird deep paranoia ever. So Buster's alright. Hi Mark. Buster's alright. So I did mention when I first bought this van, it was a plasterer's van and it fucking reeked of cigarettes. I have took the front seats out and jet washed those, and they are still somewhere drying in the back garden in the shed. They're probably dry by now, but we're not going to put them back in until we're a bit more finished, because it's just nice to have the space really and not get them dirty with dust and stuff. So I've not been doing videos of the build just because actually because my phone is what I film everything on, and I have no more storage left on my phone, so that is why I'm doing these lives rather than doing like the sort of filming of the building. And it's pretty much all the same. If you've watched my last build, I mean, how many screws do you want to watch a screw into a piece of wood? So I can just talk you through it like in stages on lives, and then we get the chat, so that's nice. Yeah, so let's have a look. Should we have a look? Let's have a look. So I mentioned to you guys about, let's flip this camera around, about this blind I got. Let's have a look from quite far back. So this blind is fucking amazing. You can get these off eBay. So it came on suckers. Now where's my finger? It came on suckers. So the suckers would go here, and the suckers would go here, and but because it was so taut, they eventually start sliding towards one another. So what we've done is we've actually just screwed those in, and then we've used a little bit of aluminium rod, which is this stuff here. You get it from B&Q, it's super cheap, and to hide the screws here, and that pulls out. So on the other side, my brother has really done a good job here and modified me a little thing that you hook that onto, so that's kind of cool. And we sprayed it blue to match his Cavalier. He's absolutely obsessed with his Vauxhall Cavalier. So, and we've painted that in memory of my brother when I'm travelling. That little that little hook there is painted in the same blue as his Cavalier. So there's that. The seats, we have no seats. So the seats have been taken out because we had to wash them. So that's currently just full of like junk. Got some tins of spray adhesive. We've got the skylight there and still in the box, and some whatever. Cavi Classic crowd pleaser. That thing is fast. I don't know what he's done to it, but it is fast. Oh yeah, I got a new steering wheel because the other steering wheel was absolutely knackered. So my brother recommended a link to a steering wheel. We got a nice leather one. I've got a stereo surround coming, so I can actually put a proper stereo in there rather than this weird nasty thing that's there right now. So moving on to the floor, we've got the floor in. We've got this like grey wood effect lino down, and we've got these little rims to sort of make it look real neat and tidy. So the rims were £10 each. Fucking expensive from B&Q. I think it's expensive. So I had to spend £20 on these like little edging strips. And the lino itself was perfect. It came in a pre-cut roll from B&Q, and that was about £30. And underneath the floor, it's not insulated because I didn't want to lose any height, but I've got this bubble wrap under there and a 10mm plyboard. It goes straight on top of the corrugation of the floor, and then it's just, I've sort of like leveled the corrugation out with some strips of plyboard so that it doesn't like sag and dip anywhere, but that way I don't lose any head height. So in my last van in Jess, I had zero insulation on the floor, so having this little bit of bubble wrap is to me better than nothing. And heat rises, right? Heat rises and cold falls, so hopefully the floor is not going to be too cold. The floor looks pucker. It'll be fine. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people putting like really thick insulation in the bottom of their vans, and I'm like, oh my god, you're just losing so much head height. So I've insulated the same bubble wrap around the wheel arches. That's going to be under a kitchen unit, and this one's going to be under a bed, so hopefully that's not going to be too much of trouble. I have used insulation in the cavities. It's like plastic, recycled plastic bottles. Now I was dubious about using this because in my last van I used rock wool. Big mistake. It got wet. It got damp. And someone told me that this plastic bottle stuff doesn't attract the damp like rock wool does. So fingers fucking crossed that that doesn't get damp with condensation. So I've used that in the cavities. I need to get a little bit more. I ran out. So I need to insulate this a little bit. So behind this cladding is also the teddy bear stuffing. Let me get out of the van a little so you can see. And I've started putting the bubble wrap up the walls, but I've run out. I need to get some more. So that's that. As you can see, now this is my plan. So hold on, bear with me. As you can see, there's like a gap here. And it sort of goes in a bit here. And I wanted to see if I could clad here, clad the centre, clad the far end and clad the top, but somehow set that bit back so I could put like a net pocket in there and clad the back. It's hard to explain, but I wanted like a bit that's set back so I could have a little net pocket in there. So it would be like a little safe space saving technique. But bear with me on that idea. So we've also started the cladding over here too. Again, I wanted to do a setback pocket there if I could help it. So yeah, that is kind of how far we've come. I have took the line out underneath there. Oh, and also, let's go around to the back. I've painted the back step because it looked like shit. So here's the back step, which I've painted matte black because it was really dirty white before. And I fucked up on this because I didn't clean it properly when I painted it. My brother come home like, oh, you haven't cleaned it properly, no. So it's like we've got bits here where it just hasn't taken properly. So my brother is going to sort of go over that for me. We've been careful not to paint over this because that is for the spare wheel. I think it's the same as the Ford Transit. You wind that and then the wheel drops down underneath. So if you're wondering if you've got a Transit Connect where the fucking spare wheel is, that's where it is. I want to get some new back doors because I want some with windows. And this back door, probably see my registration number now and do some stalking, that's fine. This back door looks like someone's tried to break into it at some point. So I want to get some new back doors. And actually you can see here there's a gap where someone's tried to crowbar this fucker open. And also I haven't got a back door handle there, so I need to get some new back doors if I can. Hi Nikki. Yeah, so let me lie down and show you the ceiling and I can do some finger pointing because that's my favourite. So here's the ceiling. And this is my idea. So I've got a little storage pocket there already, but I want to try and extend that out. So either with a bit of plywood, which kind of wouldn't look nice because it kind of look a bit boring and shit, or with some kind of cargo net on rods to keep it sturdy. That there is currently my light in the ceiling. It is the worst thing. So I'm going to take that out and put some more lights in. I don't know if to have one here and one there, or just one big one in the centre. I'm going to have a couple of movable spotlights, which I'm going to put maybe like one above the bed, or maybe one on that side when I get in the van, and maybe one above like the kitchenette area. So that's the ceiling. Yeah. That's kind of the van so far. Any questions? Let me try and set you back up on the steering wheel here and I can talk to you. Right, sorry, Mum's just asking me if I want dinner. So, there we go. So, yeah, that's it so far. Hopefully it's coming on pretty quick, considering I only do it like once a week. I think it's just a matter of waiting for things to come at the moment, which is a pain in the arse, and also waiting in the queue at B&Q. So yesterday was my birthday, and I just spent ages in the queue at B&Q, and in B&Q looking at things for the van. And actually didn't have a very eventful birthday at all, but I'm 31 and I kind of think when you get into your 30s it just isn't special to have birthdays anymore, so that's that. So yeah, I am doing, when I do building on the van, I am doing like a, thank you, I am doing like a live stream, not a live stream, that's the wrong word to use, I am doing like little snippets and pictures on my Instagram feed, so my Instagram story feed. So if you want to check that out, you can go and check that out. That I am called Boho on the Go. So that's boho_on_the_go on Instagram. And I am sort of doing like a story feed on there whenever I do work on the van, so rather than doing it on here. So you can check that out. Yeah. I just want to say thanks again. If you've ever bought anything off my Etsy this month, lots of people have bought things off my Etsy. And that has sort of funded the project so far. And it's also funded my love for crafting. So yeah, that's fantastic. I mean, especially right now when I can't actually do any proper work because of this ridiculous lockdown business. awesome. So hopefully next we're gonna get the cladding up towards the ceiling, get the skylight in at some point, and get these little setback pockety type things in. I think I'm just going to order a bed. I've seen a place on eBay that makes beds to order, and they look all like really cool laser cut wood or whatever, and then that saves me the ball ache of like trying to do the maths. They're quite expensive, but it's kind of like you kind of want your bed to not break or anything, don't you? So, but I might make the kitchen unit myself. I keep thinking I've got more space than I actually do for my kitchen unit, so, but again, I'm probably going to have to spend about £150 on one of those goddamn, I can't remember what they're called, some brand of sink that also has a hob attached to it. Oh, I can't remember what they're called now, but they also have like a glass top, so it's like a space saver too. So I might have to order one of those, hopefully second hand, because they're about £20 cheaper, not really much cheaper. Smev, that's it, a Smev one. Yeah, so I might have to order a Smev sink hob. I've seen a few on eBay, but they're so expensive. It's just so ridiculous, the price of those things. Like even second hand, you think second hand they'd be a bit cheaper, but no, they are in demand. So, and I am one of those people who are making them in demand, I guess. I've seen some people on YouTube yeah, I haven't had dreadlocks for like nearly a year now, I think. I brushed them out last summer, and actually my hair is in like the best condition ever, but I do miss the dreads. Yeah, anyway, so I was saying, some people on YouTube I've seen have these like little tiny sinks that's made out of like a dog bowl, and I'm thinking, come on, how are you going to wash your dishes in that? You need a proper sink. So yeah, I will have a proper sink. But the thing is, I'm thinking with a one ring burner, you know, you're cooking pasta, for instance. You cook the pasta, and then you cook the sauce, and then the pasta's cold. You're cooking rice and curry, the rice has gone cold by the time you cook the curry, so yeah, I don't know what to do about that. And I really like to have a grill. I think I was spoiled in my last van because we had the little mini oven with the hob and the grill. I love that thing. I loved that thing so much. I don't think I can have that in here, so I'm just going to have to go like low key, low tech, budget, and just have one hob. Just have one hob and make do. Yeah. And I'm thinking about whitewashing the cladding, so have it sort of, so you can still see the grain, but it's got like a white look to it. Yeah, you need a hob with at least 2 rings. But then I guess I could always have like one of those camping stoves as backup. No, I don't know. This is why I was thinking about having like a tiny log burner or a stick burner in the doorway, for like extra heat, and like you can boil a kettle on that shit. I don't know. I will really have to see what the space looks like when I have a bed in, and when I have a kitchenette in, because yeah, it's easy to sort of get carried away in your mind with what you want, and then actually realizing, oh well, shit, I don't actually have the space for that. Because I've got to think, like, when I've got a little sofa in here that pulls out into a bed, where am I going to keep the bed linen? Where am I going to keep all my craft stuff? Where am I going to keep my pots and pans and cups and cutlery and cloves and all that jazz? It's a small space, but it is only me. I'm not sharing it with anyone, so I need less cutlery, I need less cups, I need less plates, I need less towels and bed linen and in general, you need less stuff, so it will probably be okay. Yeah, it's very exciting, very exciting. I did get a sun strip. So I got this thing. This is a sun strip, and we've got like a Oh, we got something. We got someone talking. Read the comments before they go away. The small Chinese diesel heater for the heating. Oh, the comments go away too quickly. Hob camping stove with grill, small square sink with a tap. Nothing else. Would be way too close to the log there. Well, hold on a minute. I'm going to relocate it because I am just precariously resting it on my steering wheel. Yeah, so I'm going to have to sort of like have a good think about the hob and burner and all that kind of situation. But I was thinking about getting a little LPG stove, space down. Yeah, I was thinking about getting a little Chinese diesel heater. I seen one on the internet and it was like £78 and it come with all the plumbing and a little tank and stuff. And my brother was like, yeah, they don't use much diesel and you can put red diesel in them because no one will know, and it'll just heat this space real nice because it's such a small space. So maybe I will get a diesel heater. I've just got to think about where I would put that. So yeah, but yeah, I got a sun strip. So this is supposed to go over the top of your window because my blind is just ever so slightly too small. But because it's just cheap shit again, that's all I can afford. It's cheap shit as usual because I'm like bloody peasant girl. It just didn't work. It just all ripped, and they better be sending me another one, otherwise I'll be mad. Yeah, so that didn't work. So I'm going to have to redo that. I'm going to revise that idea because that is nasty. So yeah, the sun strip didn't work. I'm going to get a new one of those. Luckily it was only like £3, so I did write to the people and said, hey, this sun strip, it's gone all fucked up, and they were like, can you send it back to us? I'm like, just send me another one for the sake of £3. Just send me another one. Send me one that works. Damn thing. I also bought a box of cork matting. So I bought a box of 24 square cork mats, and I was going to put them on the floor under the lino, but I decided that I didn't have enough, so there's no point in opening that box. That was £31, so hopefully I can send that back and get my £31 back if they will accept. Yeah. I don't know if anyone has any ideas of things that I should do. I always get comments afterwards like, oh, you should do this and you should do that, and I don't get to discuss them after the fact. I don't know what to do about overhead storage. I'm not sure how I'd fit that in and make it look neat and tidy and nice and cute. So hopefully I won't lose too much head height. I just can't wait for lockdown to be over now, but people are saying that we're not going to be able to go abroad until next year, which is kind of a bit shit. I want to go abroad right now. I want to go back to Spain. I want to go to France and Germany. Yes, wheel arch water tanks. Discuss. Okay, I will. So they are fucking expensive. So the wheel arch water containers are good because it's sort of like a space saving idea. My brother's got a 10-litre water tank, you know, just like a little jerry can plastic thing, and I put that in here. It just doesn't sort of fit anywhere snug. So I was looking at these 24-litre wheel arch tanks, which would be absolutely fantastic, but they are so freaking expensive. I was looking on eBay at some, and they were like, well, one was like 90-something pounds. I was like, oh great, I'll watch that for when I get round to it. I went and looked at it the other day, and they put it up to £120, and I was like, what frig? I think I seen one the other day that was a little bit cheaper, but still they're well up over £50 for a little water tank. Let's see what you're saying. Can't sell them. Water tank under the van. Yeah, we looked under the van, but I'd have to get rid of the spare wheel. I don't want to get rid of the spare wheel because, well, you need a spare wheel, right? Big fan of for pass. Yeah, I was looking at doing it under the van, but spare wheel on the back door. Yeah, but I want to put windows in the back door, and I can't put a spare wheel on the roof because then it would take me above height barrier height. I want to be able to go under height barriers because it's free parking. um, and also get when you're going on the ferry and stuff, if the smaller your van is, like right now this van can go on as a car, so that's great. That's cheap, cheaper because money is always an issue. Yeah, so I don't want to lose height. I don't want to gain any height on the outside of the van. I want to put windows on the back doors. So I don't know, maybe I could put the spare wheel on the back. We'll have to see about that. Yeah, so water. And water isn't like a necessity. It is essential. We do need water. I need water. So a wheel arch water container would be great. But the other thing with a wheel arch water container, I was thinking, how the hell am I going to fill it? Because I would have to fix that in because it's such a bizarre shape. I'd have to fix that in so that it stays there. But then I'm thinking, how the frig am I going to fill that without having to like fill it with a watering can or something? Yeah. So that water's going to be a bit of an issue unless I just bloody well go ahead and just get a bog standard water container. But I just really don't want to lose any space. Um, so that's going to be one of those things. Yeah, it comes with mounting brackets. That's the thing. I'd have to mount it. Oh, stay still, please. I don't have the patience for you right now, camera. There we go. Yeah, so I would mount it and have it fixed, but then it's like once it's fixed and mounted, how do I access it to put water in it? So yeah, lots of things to think about. I mean, right now I kind of feel like I could put a camp bed in here and just take a little like portable stove and I'd be ready to go, but it wouldn't be very desirable. Yeah, it's looking good. I don't think I'd be able to do it without my brother either. Who was watching me earlier trying to put silicon sealant around, because what I wanted to do was the lino's down, I wanted to seal around the edges of the lino because water spillages happen and I didn't want water seeping underneath the lino and getting it all rotten on the plywood. So he was watching me put the silicon sealant around the edges before and he was like, what the fuck are you doing? And I was like, I don't know. It's all coming out too fast. And trying to like smooth it on with my fingers and it's just like splooging everywhere. So yeah, like I can craft like an epic handbag, or I can craft like a really intricate piece of something with like little crafty materials. Like I can put a stone in an avocado seed and set it and it goes like wood, and I can crochet and I can like wrap leather around things and make this really intricate little piece of jewellery, but I can't fucking smear a bit of silicon sealant on without making a mess. Apparently I can't spray paint things because I make a mess of that too. So yeah, I'm lucky to have a brother. But at least I can put insulation in, that's something I can do. And also I can cut things out, I help cut the lino out and things like that. And drawing templates on and things like that I can do. I mean, I come into a world of my own when I come into like contact with fabric. So I can make curtains, I can make pillows, I can upholster the furniture, and I can paint it up. Like I can paint the walls, and I can put fancy little dingly things in and make blinds and whatnot. And I can crochet like cargo nets and things like that. But all of like the things that I would consider to be sort of like, it sounds really sexist. I just like there's loads of women that can do DIY, but the things that I would consider to be like man jobs, I'm not very good at, like woodwork and like power tools and things like that. So yeah, I'm lucky really that I have a good brother and not flaky friends, because nobody needs flaky friends. Yeah. So it's a little update for you. I hope you enjoyed that. Hopefully next time I do a little van update, we will be somewhere verging on getting the skylight in and getting this cladding a little bit higher. Yeah. It's already starting to feel like really real and nice and cozy and cute. And I can just see me driving off somewhere with my little Buster dog and parking up and getting all snug and cozy and getting the kettle on and sitting and doing some crocheting by a beach or something and filming little videos about what the heck I'm up to in my little tiny little homey thing. It's like having a Wendy house on wheels. When I was little, my dad bought me this Wendy house for the back garden, which is like a little wooden shed for kids that has like little windows. It's like a tiny little house made out of wood. I made it in the back garden, and it kind of reminds me of that, except for I can take it anywhere. It's like a girl den, a little girl den. Yeah. So I am gonna love you and leave you now because I need to go get some food before I just die. I am so hungry. I am literally. I had some cereals today and some soup. I never eat super noodles, by the way. I had super noodles today. I stooped to a new low and had super noodles. Um, yeah, I'm gonna love you and leave you. If you want to check out my Instagram, because I put lots of stuff on there about the van when I'm working on it. You can go and check me out on there. It's Boho on the go. So hopefully Boho will be on the go soon. Boho on the go. So it's Boho on the go with underscores between each word. I'm not really on Facebook publicly. Like I used to have Finding Freedom Facebook page, but I don't use that anymore because that's kind of like what I had with Dave, and obviously I don't have Dave anymore. So you can catch me on Instagram. You can get me there. And check out all my mad shit. I've been posting some really weird videos of me trying to model my makes at the moment. So there's like there's some comical videos on there of me sort of like pretending I'm on a catwalk. Why not? Quarantine, baby, gets you that way. So have a lovely evening. Hopefully I will see you again soon. Hopefully not looking as scruffy and tired, but hey, here we go. See you later, guys. Hello and goodbye. Bye.